Superworm, or Sophobus moreo, is the name of the larvae of the darkling beetle. They are herbivores from Central and South America, kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Hexapoda, order Coleoptera, family Tenebrinoidae, genus Sophobus, species moreo. Sold at pet stores. My research question was, does the number of superworms in a container affect pupation rate? The justification for that was they are nutrient rich, they are good for pet and human consumption, and the objectives that I was trying to figure out was if pupation would occur in individual containers or if they would pupate in the bigger jars with the multiple larvae. My hypothesis was that they would pupate in the bigger jars. Also, my second hypothesis was that they would pupate in the individual jars by themselves. And my null hypothesis was that it doesn't matter like what kind of condition they were in, they would just pupate. Okay, for my methods, the first thing I did was I bought superworms from Petco. They came in a container like this, and on top it says like superworms 50 count. And what I did was I bought containers, like I just used leftover pizza sauce containers, and then I bought these little containers from the dollar store. And what I did to make the holes so they could breathe was I took a lighter and I took this screwdriver, I heated it up, and then after I heated it up, I was able to make holes on top of the lids, so for them to breathe. Then after that, I put some oatmeal inside the containers. I put like about a cup. I was using a regular oatmeal, and I just put it inside the container like that. And I also did that for the little individual ones. Some put oatmeal on this ones too. And then what I did was with a spoon, I just separated the superworms. Inside 20 of these containers, I placed each one individually. So the superworms look like this, with the superworm inside. And then on the bigger containers, I placed 20 inside this one, so it would be consistent. And then each day I would clean the oatmeal, and then I would also feed them. I would feed them anything between carrots, potatoes, cabbage, lettuce, pretty much any like vegetable or something that was gonna be moist. But the only thing is that each day I had to clean it and remove it, or else it would get like too moist, and I would have to like replace all of the oatmeal. Each day I kept a journal like this one where I would write in it, and then I would pretty much just look at the worms, and each time that one of them started to pupate, I would write down on that day like worm number 1 pupated, because on each container I wrote like a number to like 10. I wrote a number on them. So my experiment lasted for 30 days. There were 40 superworms total, 20 in the crowded conditions and 20 in non-crowded conditions. And pretty much the ones in the crowded conditions did not pupate at all in the 30 days. and the total number of superworms that did pupate in the non-crowded conditions were 12. And when they pupate, they look like aliens. So in conclusion, superworms pupated in non-crowded conditions. Other similar studies also came up with the same results. In order for the superworms to pupate and grow, they need to be isolated and under stress. Naturally, they do this on their own. The superworms, like something tells them that it's time to pupate, so they will separate themselves from the crowd and they will just go off and pupate. What I want others to know is about how to learn how to grow them, either for as food or just as pets, and they could be used for pets or human consumption. The limitations was that the size of the superworms were too small. The ones I purchased medium size. I should have bought large. I found out from others that I asked on Instagram that the superworms actually had to be around 2 inches long to start pupating. Potatoes were a bad idea to feed them because it would get really moldy, and it was too moist if I didn't change it in 24 hours. And then I had to change the oatmeal often, so it was a lot of work. And then after that, they would start dying and eating each other.